Yo, what's going on guys, Master AP here, and I am back for another Draft League video. This is for the Ultra Regional Draft League, and the owner, Dub. And so, yeah, I'm back for another Draft League. Like I said, I joined 5 over the summer, and I have a lot of free time now, so this is 2 out of the 5, and let's get the ball rolling. So, this is just like a regular GPA style draft, but instead of having 2 tier 3 picks, you only have 1. So you end up only having 10 Pokemon. But overall, it still works out well. You still have the tierings here. As you can see, each tier costs a point. And then the Megas in the tiering give plus you points. So as you can see, as I put to the left, as you can see right here, I'll change the color. I was the second last pick, so I didn't really get what I wanted right away. Like all the good, like insanely high powered mons went, but some of them actually fell a lot towards the end. Like there's some weird tier like mons in here. Like Mimikyu is in tier 1 and Raikou is in tier 1. Which I'm surprised like Mimikyu went, but it didn't go first round. But so a lot of people picked up a lot of different things, as you can see here. This is what I taught. This is what was picked up. So Hubon Baron, Coco, Lando, Kyomba, Extra, Heatran, Zygarde, 20, Latios, Dugtrio, Scizor, Necrozma, Thunderstone, Victini, Finny, Manaphy, and then I ended up picking up Mew. So I'll talk about Mew right now. So I'm very surprised that this mon got to me. Mew rarely. It either gets picked up really, really early or like from the 1 to 6 picks. And I've never seen it go this late in a draft league before. But I was so ecstatic when it came back to me. It is an OpenZ format, but MewMZ is banned. I haven't really picked my Z. Oh, wait, no, it's not OpenZ. It's 2 Z Captain, sorry. And MewMZ is banned. So I don't know if I should make Mew my Z Captain. I haven't decided yet. But when I go into my battle, I will tell you all about what my Z Captains are. But yeah, Mew is literally whatever I want it to be. I like it so much. It has literally set up on both sides. It gets every single team move in the game. It gets recovery, it gets stealth rocks, it gets, like I said, sword stance. It literally gets everything I want. It gets U-turn and volt switch. It gets defog, it gets stealth rocks. It can be put in a cleric role, defensive role, whatever I need it to be, Mew's gonna be there. It's hard to talk about Mew because it's so versatile at what it does. I literally can bring it however I want. One thing, it's very weak to knockoff. Knockoff is like one way to really beat Mew, but Mew is just a tank. It's a bulky psychic type to stop a lot of sweepers. It stops Mega Medicham really well. But yeah, it stops Mega Lopunny really well. But yeah, it stops those fighting type sweepers from really damaging my team, and it does get like Willow and it gets Thunder Wave and stuff. So it can really help out my team well. So like I said, I was the second last pick, so I literally had 2 picks and then I was up again. So I ended up picking up Mega Lopunny because it wasn't gone, and man, this thing is a threat in the format. Look, with its 135 speed stat and 136 attack stat, man, this thing rips through teams, especially with having Mew, one of its better walls in the format. Mega Lopunny will just start ripping through teams. And a lot of Mega Lopunny can run Adamant on base 80 mons, base 80 speed mons, and be safe from their max speed. It just gets it gets elemental punches, it gets healing, it gets heal bell, it gets endeavor fake out, it gets power punch, it gets thunder wave, it can run toxic, as well as high jump kick. I can also run the fake out last resort set if there's no steel types in my way. It gets circle throw, which could be very useful. But yeah, it's very good at what it does, and it has the ability Scrappy, so I can just tear through. Literally nothing can come in and take a high jump kick freely. And especially, I usually will probably see a lot of poison types trying to take some high jump kicks and psychic types, but I have Mew to like bop those, and I can set up in the face on psychic types, because Mew doesn't lose a lot of 1v1s to make a lot of psychic types, to be honest, if I'm writing the setups that. So next going to round 3, I had to wait like 25 picks, until my next mon, and I really wanted to get that defog / stealth rock pressure off of Mew. So I ended up picking up Gliscor. It gives me a stealth rocker and a defogger, which I really wanted. It gives me an amazing ability in Poison Heal, which it heals so much up with Toxic Orb. It's very defensive, which I really love about Gliscor. It's one of my favorite monsters in the format. It's so helpful with U-Turn and Earthquake and Knockoff and Ice Fang, Poison Jab. It gets Double Dance and Swords Dance. It gets Roost. It gets Taunt, which I love about Gliscor. I can really run however I want. I ran a Rock Polish Weakness Policy Swords Dancing set with Gliscor, and it ripped through Agility, and it ripped through teams. But I'm very happy on Gliscor. It gets the Stealth Rock and Defog priority of a Mew, and so I can run a more defensive Mew as I want it. And its weakness, it's 4 times weak to Ice, but Lopunny just breaks Ice types with ease. I'm not too worried about it. It has a good speed stat 95, which it's faster than a lot of defensive wall breakers, so I can get my defogs and stealth rocks up very nicely. But yeah, so moving on, I wanted another reliable stealth rocker, so I don't have to bring Gliscor with rocks and defog every single week to move up his move pool. I can also run stealth rocks and defog on Mew depending if I want to run an offensive Gliscor. So I ended up picking up Bronzong. It adds another knockoff. 2 knockoff things, but these 2 are too bulky that it won't get one shot by knockoff. It'll do like 30% to both of these because it's so defensive. Bronzong with Levitate gives me a perfect ice resistant with Gliscor, and Gliscor doesn't mind to take off knockoffs when it gets its Poison Heal up. But yeah, so it gives me a Stealth Rocker. It gives me a Gyro Ball. It gives me more of a defensive wall. I find Bronzong not to be as passive as everyone thinks, because 89's attack is not that bad. With Gyro Ball and negative speed, it does damage. Especially, and it gets dual screens, which it helps me set up with Mew, helps me set up with Gliscor. It gets me to switch in easier. It gets Toxic, it gets Trick Room. As you can see, I try to help myself building a Trick Room team because I get a little bit slower mons. It also gets Calm Mind and Explosion. But yeah. As well as my Steel type that I always need. I started to try to build up my Fairy Dragon Steel cores here. Because I had Mew, Lopunny, and Gliscor, and 3 of those don't really make a core per se. They're just perfect add-ons to a core. So I started trying to build my core now, especially when I got Mew, Lopunny, and Gliscor. I got my fast sweeper. I got a good defensive, versatile, whatever I really want that I can slap onto any single team, and it will be put in that role. And then I got my defogger / ground type / flying type. That's very, very defensive. But yeah. So then, moving on, as you can see, into round 4, I picked up Bronzong, and then it came back to me, and I ended up seeing Clefable in round 5. I was just like, what the heck? I got Mew, second last in round 1, and I ended up picking Clefable up in round 5. Clefable has 2 amazing... Oh, I didn't talk about Bronzong's amazing abilities. It gets Levitate and Heat Proof, so I can run, Heat Proof, and then, switch into Gliscor if I really wanted to, by the way. But Clefable also has 2 amazing abilities in Magic Guard and Unaware. So it completely ignores setup threats, completely. So it really helped me out. And then also it has Magic Guard, so it doesn't take any toxic damage, and it's also a status absorber. As well as I have Gliscor as my status absorber, but it will help me status away some of my Thunder Waves and Willows that will come out. Lopunny, as well, adding on to my Fairy type, it's a very good Fairy type. Its stats look like crap, but trust me, Clefable is insane. I can run it however I want. It gets Counter, Calm Mind, it gets Aromatherapy, it gets moves on the physical side, it gets Flamethrower, it gets Heal Bell, it gets Healing Wish, it gets Wish. That's what I really drafted it for. It's also a Stealth Rock setter, but I really like it as a Wish user. With Wish, I can heal Bronzong as much as I want and Mew without, because Bronzong has no reliable recovery. I can just Wish Pass into Bronzong, and Bronzong's still good to go, and it'll be in a tank for other people to take down. As well as Mew and Lopunny, also Gliscor, but Gliscor already gets good healing and roost. But as well as I can Wish Pass into Mew if it's a setup Sleeping Mew, and as well as Lopunny because it doesn't have as bad defenses as you think it would be. But yeah. So moving on into round 6, I really needed a dragon type. So I was thinking of getting a dragon type and like finishing up my core, but I also really wanted a Doug type and another offensive sweeper. Because a lot of my team is like really bulky, like with these three and him. Like Lopunny's my only really speedster and can really sweep through things. So I ended up picking up Bronzong's worst counter is Incineroar. So Incineroar has many jobs. It can be AV, it can be Scarf, it can be Band, it can be Life Orb. It's just amazing, especially with Intimidate. That's what I really wanted it for. Intimidate Dark type that I can just punch holes in teams and then have Lopunny clean up after. Also, I can Wish Pass into Clefable. It's also another knockoff deterrent that I really wanted. It loves to take knockoffs, especially if it's my Z Captain. But yeah, so I kind of risked it with the biscuit, not picking up a dragon. I was hoping that my mom would be there, as well as so I kind of just rushed in this pick, as well as what I really wanted is more U-turners because I only have Gliscor, Incineroar, and Mew. And I like to have a lot of momentum. It also gives me a slow U-turner, which will help me out a lot. And it just gets its dual stabbing is insane. Like Darkness, Flare Blitz, like they're so good with knockoff. It's Leech Life and Outrage. It gets superpower. So yeah. So now I was gonna pick up my Dragon type, and I was so happy it was here. I picked up Haxorus. So Haxorus also adds on to my speed tier with 97. It gives me a good speed tier between Gliscor and Mew. I just have all physical offensive attackers, but Mew and Clefable can be set up specially wise. But yeah, overall, Haxorus is just a monster with a 147 attack stat, and it gets the ability Mold Breaker, which all Levitate users will fear. Levitate users, apologies. But yeah, with one D-Dance or like one SD, this thing can be lethal. Like lethal, especially with Outrage, Dragon Claw, and Earthquake. It also gets Night Slash and Poison Jab. Man, this thing is gonna rip through my teams. And I'm making 100% this is one of my Z captains because I can hit things with so hard of moves. It's like insane. I don't like if I just run Adamant, like I don't even need to run like Adamant to get like my full potential. Like at +1 I can run max HP and max speed and I still will be like 330 attack and times that by 1.5 that's like 495 attack and that's really good. So I'm very happy with Haxorus. It also gives me a sweeping dragon, a setup that people have to really prepare for because you can't just set up in my face like that. So next I was lacking a water type, so I ended up picking up Milotic. It's so trusty, it's so nice to have Milotic. I've used it so many times and it has competitive and Marvel scale. It's just so bulky at what it does, especially with this team. It gives Bronzong a fire switch in, as well as like it just gives me more bulk. Like I have so much bulk on this team, and it's kind of insane on how much I have. Overall, I love Milotic. It gets Recover, it gets Coil, it gets Haze, so it's a phaser, it gets Dragon Tail as well. It gets Ice Beam, Magico, it gets Refresh, Scald, Toxic. It's just a basic bulky water type that I love with its great. I love Milotic speed stat. I just outspeeds all of those base 80 walls. But yeah, like it's really good at what it does, and it also can be run physical. Like people underestimate Milotic's physical attack. It's very threatening once it gets set up and stuff. So then moving on to my last two picks. My last two picks were Electrode, because I wanted, my speed stats aren't that great, like I have 100, 135, 95, and then slow, 97, 81, and then 130, and plus I didn't have a good electric type, and I wanted more Volt Switch, so I can get into Haxorus a lot easier. So I just picked up Electrode. It's a threat, with 150 special, with 150 speed, so I can just run, Modest all day, every day on it. It'll be easy peasy. As I go through stuff, it just gets its Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Signal Beam. It can run an HP, and it doesn't get that much, but I love Electrode for its speed stat, as well as Aftermath, Static, and Soundproof. or insane. Because if I'm fighting like a Hyper Voice Sylveon, this is my switch. Like, Sylveon only runs like Hyper Voice, Wish, Heal Bell, Protect. And if I bring this thing in, it can't hit me. And I can like just Volt Switch and play around on whatever I want. I can maybe set up Electric Train if I'm feeling risque. It also gets Magnetized and Mirror Coat as well. Next, I was trying to fix up some of my speed stats, and I also went with Jinx. It's just a high-powering ice type ice guy, and it's immune to water. As well as like I could run like Z Hail or something, and I try to switch it because it also has Wish, and Trick Room is also very helpful. So yeah, that's my team for Ultra Regional team. I do enjoy this team a lot. It's very, very bulky. It's a different type of play style where I have to be not sacking off my sweepers, and I only have like 3 main sweepers. I'm sorry, I'm just really tired. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.